Hello, this is a video response for Joan3424 with her 10 Christmas questions. And the first question is, what do you not like about the Christmas season? I think that people are getting too caught up in the political correctness of how to greet one another at Christmas time. I grew up in an area where there were a lot of Jewish people, and if someone slipped and said Merry Christmas to a Jewish person, they were just as friendly as if you'd said Happy Hanukkah. I think that people are a lot more flexible than others give them credit for. And I think that if you want to say Merry Christmas, you should be able to say Merry Christmas without being considered a bigot. Number 2. If you could invite one other person to spend Christmas with you, who would that be? Basically, anybody and everybody that is a friend of mine or an acquaintance of mine, if I'm having Christmas, everyone's welcome. But as far as inviting a specific person, I think it would be neat to invite Jesus Christ himself. And I'm not talking about, in the spirit or, putting an empty chair out or something to that effect. I think that would be pretty cool, if Jesus Christ, who walked the earth approximately 2,000 years ago, could show up for his birthday celebration in the flesh. Number 3. What was your favorite Christmas gift as a child? I would say probably my dollhouse. I forget what they called it, vanity dollhouse or something to that effect. My dad put it together on the Christmas table, kitchen table, and when I went downstairs it wasn't under the tree, so to speak, but it was in the kitchen and he had put it together. I wish I remembered the name of it. It had a specific name and it was made out of specific materials, and it was a Barbie dollhouse. And I still have the picture of me, with my hair all cut nice and short, in my red pajamas, sitting there with my dollhouse. And I think that was a pretty cool gift. I was probably about 5 at the time. I also enjoyed getting my guitar that I never learned to play. I had guitar lab in high school, and I took my guitar with me, and I did my very best to learn to play it. But I wasn't all that successful, but I certainly did like walking the halls carrying my guitar and having people think I was musically inclined. Number 4. When do you take down your tree? I like to keep up my holiday decorations for as long as I can. They have Ukrainian Christmas on January 6th, and no, I'm not Ukrainian, but they also, the Jewish people around this area also, not Jewish, where did I come up with that? The Amish and Mennonite people around here also consider January 6th to be part of their Christmas celebration. So if I can, I wait until January 6th, around that time, to take down my Christmas decorations. This year my tree is very artificial. I prefer a real tree. I like going out and chopping down the tree at the Christmas tree farm, with the sled, and stopping for the hot chocolate and, the whole tradition of doing all of that, but hasn't happened the last couple of years. So this year, unfortunately, our tree is artificial, and it's a very, 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 and did I say very small, table tree. We live in an apartment, and we could probably find room in here for a big tree, but it just isn't something that we were motivated to do this year or last year. Definitely colored lights. White lights are pretty, but I prefer colored lights. And those candles that people put in the window. I have candles like this one. I don't know if you can see. Oh, wait, where are they? You can kind of see it. The window light is casting light upon it, but I prefer the blue light bulbs. You can put any color light bulbs in them, and I do prefer blue. A friend of mine's mother did that years ago, and I like the way it made the house feel, the blue light, and so I think of her every year when I put out my candles with the blue lights. Are you doing any of your shopping online this year? And if so, what is your favorite online shopping site? This year, thus far, I haven't done any Christmas shopping online. I have in other years. One year it was books for my niece Genesis, because I was looking for books that were related to her culture, because her mother is Filipina, and I wanted to give them, her and her brother, gifts where they could study their culture a little bit. And so I found a book called The Philippine Cinderella, and a Tagalog dictionary, and a book on missionaries to the Philippines. I'm sure those books are long forgotten and lost somewhere, unfortunately, but I sure enjoyed giving them to her and reading them to her that year. So my favorite online place to shop is basically bookstores, anything that has books. And another year I got her a Barbie lunchbox online. But I don't really, I like to shop. I like to go out and shop and that sort of thing. And online is okay, but I prefer to go out to a store. If you have pets, does Santa bring them presents? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you go to church on Christmas? Last year, my husband and I were new to the area of Lewisburg, and we still haven't found a church, but we wanted to go to a midnight mass, and so we looked to find if there were any in the area, and we went to a very nice Anglican service on Christmas Eve at midnight, and it was very nice. If I were involved in a church, yes, I definitely would be going to church on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and it generally is part of my tradition if I'm involved in a church at a given time, and that just hasn't been the last couple of years. And what do you have for Christmas dinner? Generally, if I'm doing the whole kit and caboodle, I do a turkey with all the fixins. My dad and mom, I think that my mom prefers turkey and my dad prefers ham, but my mom likes to do the ham or pork on New Year's Day because of a Welsh tradition. The Welsh tradition being to have pork on New Year's Day because pigs, which is of course pork, dig forward in the ground, and fowl, turkey, dig backwards. So her tradition from her mother and her father is to have some sort of pork, generally sauerkraut and pork on New Year's Day, but for Christmas it's either turkey or ham, depending on who's cooking. Like I said, if it's my mom, she'll do a turkey. She prefers that, and my dad likes it. A nice salty ham. So those are my Christmas questions. And I hope you have a happy holiday. Thank you. Ciao. Oh, Merry Christmas. I went against my very own question, number 1. Merry Christmas.